Hello and welcome. Today, I'm going to do a movie recap regarding a 2021 South Korean sci-fi space western film entitled Space Sweepers. Warning: spoilers ahead. I hope you enjoy the movie recap. The movie is set in the year 2092, when Earth is no longer habitable. A new orbiting home for humanity is built by the UTS Corporation that imitates the natural processes on Earth. However, only a chosen few are permitted to go up and become UTS citizens, while those remaining on Earth breathe in polluted air and fight to feed their families. The company is working towards making Mars a new Earth, under the guidance of James Sullivan, the UTS founder and CEO. Where plants genetically grows on the planet, turning it into a safe and hospitable place for humans. To regulate the population in orbit, and keep an eye on the non-citizens, UTS governs them via a strict set of rules and taxes. Many non-citizens from all across the globe work as space sweepers, whose job is to collect space debris floating in Earth's orbit and selling it to the company for survival. The space is full of dangerous floating garbage like discarded satellites and deserted spaceships. The space junk collector ship is called the Victory. The crew of Victory consists of Tae-ho, a former commander of the Space Guards, and the first ever UTS genius, Captain Jang, a former Special Forces squad officer, and serves as their leader. Tiger Park, a former drug king, who escaped Earth after being arrested and sentenced to death, and Robot Bubs, a former military robot, trying to save up for a skin graft. The crew of the Victory are out cruising for trash, while also competing with junk collector ships from other countries, and using the speediness of their craft to defeat their rivals. Captain Jang was one of the child geniuses sponsored by UTS, and created several high-tech inventions for the company, but after discovering the company's true goals, she attempted to assassinate CEO James Sullivan, in which her entire pirate crew were killed. With these, she changed her identity, and underwent an eye transplant. Tae-ho, who was a child soldier, is on a search for his daughter. After picking up a car floating in orbit, they discover a child in it. News reports say that she is a robot named Dorothy, and has a weapon of mass destruction inside her, created by the terrorist group, Black Fox.
Get down!
The crew also finds a smartphone in Dorothy's bag, with several missed calls from someone named Kang Hyun-yu. They plan to call the police first, but decides to sell the kid to the highest bidder. They negotiate a ransom of $2 million for returning Dorothy. Tae-ho and Tiger carry Dorothy to a nightclub to collect the ransom, but she wanders off in the crowd. UTS soldiers are laying in wait, and a massacre ensues. Dorothy's eyes change color, and they are protected from the blast by a sort of force field around them. Captain Jang is watching everything through a feed on the ship. She also notices that the man who came to collect Dorothy shouting after her and calling her Katnim. The trio make it back to the ship, and Dorothy busies herself drawing and playing. When asked by Jang what her name really is, Dorothy says Katnim is her Korean name. Tae-ho ignores her, thinking she is a robot, while Tiger becomes friendly with her and suggests keeping her. Tae-ho dismisses the idea and goes to set up another call with Kang Hyun-yu to rearrange the exchange. Dorothy and Tae-ho find tomatoes on the plant that Dorothy had helped revive from a dead tree, and sell them. Captain Jang finds papers in her backpack and goes through them. Meanwhile, Bubs puts makeup on Dorothy. She tells Tae-ho's story about his past, on being a soldier 01 at the age of 17. On one of his voyages, Tae-ho shoots and boards a ship that carries several fleeing non-citizens and kills them all. He notices a baby still alive in the arms of a dead woman, and adopts the girl. She rekindles his humanity, and Tae-ho finds himself unable to hurt others. As a result, he is dismissed from the force, made homeless, and reduced to a non-citizen. After 1 year of homelessness, Tae-ho becomes desperate and gambles, neglecting Suni. She wanders away to find a snack, and while outside, there is a debris impact that causes her to be blown into space. A masked man follows Katnim to the toilet in the factory. Her screams alert Tae-ho and Tiger, who rush to save her, but they are ambushed by a group of masked people. Tiger beats them all, and Captain Jang intervenes, discovering they are other space junk collectors. Their leader explains that Black Fox is not a terrorist organization, but rather an environmental group, and that Katnim is not an android, but a human child. Born with a congenital disease, her father Kang Hyun-yu injected her with nanobots found in space debris to save her life. The nanobots helped treat Katnim, but they also gave her a unique power. Katnim could now communicate with other nanobots, and heal and protect things. Sullivan found this out, and used Katnim to turn Mars into a healthy, green planet. He plans to kill her in a hydrogen bomb explosion. Since it was close to Earth, the explosion would cause the factory to fall onto the planet. This will destroy the Earth, and making Mars the only possible option for all humanity. The crew decide to unite Katnim with her father, and disable the bomb, with the help of the Black Foxes, who will locate and take Dr. Kang to the meeting point. Soldiers attack them, but Taeho and Katnim manage to get on the Victory, but one soldier grabs onto Katnim, and they both fell. Luckily, Tiger is there to save her. They enter a space debris field while trying to flee, and nanobots surround their ship, and begin to consume. Katnim communicates with them, and the nanobots disperse. They enter the factory where the meetup is scheduled, only to be ambushed. The UTS soldiers kill all the Black Foxes and Dr. Kang, before taking Katnim away. Sullivan leaves Taeho $4 million, in return for abandoning Katnim. Taeho takes the money, but the rest of the crew decided to save Katnim, even if it kills them. Taeho goes to give the money to the UTS officers, and they hand over Suni's last found remains to him, her clothes, crayons, and Korean writing book. In it, Suni had written that she wanted to be a good person like her father. This reminds Taeho of the promise he made to Suni, to be the best man she'd ever know. He takes back the money, and returns to the ship, before they all go to save Katnim. Sullivan goes live, announcing the Mars program. The bomb has been armed in the factory, and Katnim is strapped to it on a chair. The team free Katnim, but Captain Jang discovers that the bomb cannot be defused. It will not only destroy anything in its blast range, but also destroy any nanobots in the vicinity of 5,000 kilometers. The only way Katnim's nanobots and her life can be saved, is if she is out of range. So the team sets off to fly 5,000 kilometers away, but are interrupted by Soldier 01. Tiger fights with her, and emits her from the factory. The team send out a message to the rest of the space sweepers, who come to their aid, fighting the attacking troops. The population of Earth learns of Sullivan's true goals when they hear him recount his plan, through the space sweepers' emergency comms channel. The Victory is intercepted by Sullivan himself who, in a ship of his own, tries to fight the crew to get back Katnim. When it seems they have lost the battle, Tiger and Taeho manage a final boost, that puts the ship just out of the blast range. The crew reveal their real plan. Katnim was safe with other space sweepers. The Victory had removed the bomb from the core, and carried it away, ready to sacrifice their lives to save Earth and Katnim. The bomb explodes, killing Sullivan in the process. The nanobots successfully encased the Victory, and kept the ship and crew from being harmed by the hydrogen bomb. In the aftermath of Sullivan's attempt to destroy the Earth, UTS was forced to make a public apology, and to help make Earth more habitable. Finally, after years of trying to track down his daughter, Taeho had the opportunity to see her again. This became possible by using Katnim and her nanobots. Taeho was able to say goodbye to Suni, just before she left the Earth's orbit and become lost in space. The movie ends as we learn that Katnim is now adopted by the crew. Captain Jang had stopped drinking. As for Tiger Park, he had removed all of his tattoos. Taeho bought himself lots of shoes, and Buds finally gets her skin graft. Tiger and Taeho take Katnim down to Earth, to help Earth recover, but the crew of Victory has decided to stay in space, to show up their reputation as the best space sweepers in the solar system. I hope you enjoy another episode of our movie recap. Until next time.